Two-time champion will get it retired.
The Lakers franchise over the years, over the course of their existence, has always had dominant big men and dominant guys that have been a force at the rim. And, that's why their jerseys are in the rafters. And AD will be up there when he's done playing and rafters.
So before I throw it to you, Brew, I thought that was very smart of LeBron.
Agreed.
Because to compare AD to Shaq, Wilt, Kareem after a handful of good games, I just feel like he's trying to gas him up.
I agree.
To
It is
continue
smart.
this.
Yep, I totally
have him play aggressively.
Totally agree. It was very smart from LeBron. AD was phenomenal last night. It was the type of game that I looked at, and it's one of the few times I don't cringe or frown or throw things when I see Anthony Davis on the top 75 list of all time.
Oh.
That's the type of game that makes me say, you know what? Okay, it was a little premature, but that's him.
Sure.
He is one of the best 75 players ever. He was great. Now, do I expect to see this throughout the series? No. Because if you see it, the Warriors in deep trouble.
Well, yeah.
If he's going to play like this every night, they're in deep trouble. But you know and I know, he ain't.
Defensively,
Defensively, fine, but they needed his 30. They don't win without his 30. I agree. Defensively, he will be solid to great every night. Absolutely. But his pattern, and I think you're going to show it later, against Memphis, you saw every other game. Good, bad, good, or good, average, great average, whatever. But also because you saw at the end of the game, they're going to run. There it is, the Memphis game. It's literally every other game.
Green check mark.
Because it was a blowout.
Because of blowout.
And because he was so great defensively.
Well, this is more offense.
And he's been great. I mean, just about every playoff game, he has been great defensively. But offensively is where it's going to be up and down, I believe. One, you saw at the end of the game when Golden State went on the run. They're going to play some zone. Not exclusively, of course, but they're going to throw zone, and that's going to hinder AD. Also, I think they're going to try to get him, and he already took some last night, try to get him out there shooting jumpers and threes, and then the fatigue factor. You've talked about this with Phoenix.
Yeah.
He played 45 minutes last night.
The Lakers
The last time he played this minutes in the regular season this year, he played this many minutes once in the regular season.
But in the playoffs,
and I'm not going to put this, not 45.
He played 44 a couple times in the Grizzlies series.
I don't even want to say this happened. This is the case, but after he played 46 minutes in the regular season, the next game he got down, injured.
Oh, yeah.
And he was already talking about how fatigued he was. Second half, Nick, he went from 9 for 10, 23 points
21
in the first half.
I
think it was 23 to 2 for 7 or 2 for 9 and 7 points in the second half. Now it's every other day. I think he's going to show fatigue.
They're not going to. The Lakers were all in on winning this game.
Yep.
They knew they had to win this game. They knew they had a rest advantage. They knew Golden State was coming off the 7 games, and they played LeBron and Anthony Davis like we have to win this game, which is why it is so critical that they didn't blow it at the end like they almost did. But on Anthony Davis, we have to be fair in how we cannot just say, oh, yeah, he'll be transcendent defensively every night. Because we don't do that in reverse. Meaning, if we have a player who has the ability to be an excellent defensive player and is consistently great on offense, the nights, take Devin Booker. Devin Booker, we all agree, has been awesome this whole postseason. Are you telling me every night he's been great defensively? Of course not.
Sometimes.
But we're just counting. He's great offensively every night. We see it in the box score. And when he's great defensively, that's a bonus. Anthony Davis, 7 games in this postseason, has been the best defensive player in the league. 4 games, he's been excellent offensively. Defensively in this postseason, he is... And I think the numbers actually understate how good he's been because, Brew, you saw it last night. People talk about block shots, then they talk about altered shots. AD has reached a place we saw Ben Wallace get there, we saw Dwight Howard get there just in the last 20 years, of a third category, afraid to take shots.
Yep.
Those don't show up in any.
And I don't even know, honestly. I mean, Ben Wallace was 6'7".
Okay, sure.
I don't even know if he hit like that. He altered the game plan.
He altered the game plan entirely to where there are shots not even taken that otherwise would have been, because it's like, there was a fast break one time where AD, I don't think could have gotten there. But I think it was Wiggins, I'm not sure, kind of scared him out of
Steph
going.
missed the layup,
Steph missed one. I'm talking about a guy who didn't even go up with it because I think he saw that AD was trailing. So this is where he has been since he came back from the injury. The Lakers have played 41 games. He has played 38 of them. He was forced to sit out 3 because it was a back-to-back. The team said they has to do that. He is, thus far this playoffs, 22-14 with 4 blocks a game. He's been awesome. And is he going to be 30 points a night? No. But we literally have no center in NBA history who was the best defensive player in the league, averaging 30 points a night. That player doesn't exist.
Nobody's saying 30, right? But he should be able to give you, against this team, with no size, he should be able to give you 23, 24 at least every night.
And my guess is he will. You don't think he will? You think he's going to have a bad game this series?
Yes, offensively. Not defensively, perhaps, but definitely offensively.
Put a 15-pointer up.
That's what he does.
He takes 9 shots. I kind of got lost.
This is why the Lakers were the worst matchup in the West for the Warriors.
Draymond hit the podcast after the game, said he wasn't used to seeing this version of LeBron, a little more passive. Take a listen.
I'm telling you, man, LeBron is playing a totally different style, totally different game than we've ever seen him play before, and it's interesting figuring it out. It's very interesting. Feel like you're not used to seeing LeBron off the ball so much, and so I thought that was interesting, and something that we'll have to adjust to. It's just not your typical LeBron running the show, which is a bit weird.
Okay, still effective, 22-11, but slow, kind of just out there, hurt more than we think probably.
I don't think he's hurt. I mean, banged up or whatever. He's not hurt. Draymond Green, that's one of the most accurate things Draymond Green has ever said as far as I'm concerned. He is 100% correct. And it's a credit to LeBron. LeBron looked at them the way they were playing before he came back and saw they're playing great. I think I can trust Austin Reeves. I think I can trust, to some degree, D'Angelo Russell. And instead of taking over when he gets there, like he's done his whole career, he's fitting in. And Draymond is right. It is so weird and strange to watch a game when LeBron is just out there. Because his whole career, we've seen him dominate and virtually be involved in every single possession, essentially throughout his career. And to see him play like this, I think we're actually, I feel like I am for sure, underestimating how well he's playing. I'm not saying he's playing great, but when you don't see LeBron involved like that, you tend to think, man, he's what's he doing? He's not dominant. He had 22-11 with 3 blocks. He played a very good game. And I'm going to say this, Nick, this style of play where you fit into the system rather than be the system is more conducive to winning.
Well,
I had a player tell me years ago who's won NBA championships. He's retired now. This was 8 to 10 years ago he told me this. He said if LeBron would pick something and either be Magic, where you give him 23 and 12 every night, 12 assists, or you just a small forward and you lead the league in scoring, which he could do, average 34 and 10 rebounds. He said, this was 8 years ago. He said LeBron will have 8 championships. So I think the way LeBron is playing is great. Now, it's some of his age that he can't dominate like that anymore and have the ball in his hands for 40 minutes. But I like the way he's playing, and I think Draymond is